Look, Adelaide City were very, very strong in this match. Maury getting on top of things very, very quickly. I mean, fancy facing that guy like that, seeing him powering down, and you know, he should have scored more than 2 because he had quite a few shots there. Galaxy did have moments of good football, but unfortunately just wasn't enough of them to combat the City's attack. Nicky Boudin, Jordan Darcy and Freddie Aegis were roaming rampant in the middle there, and producing some brilliant plays, and they just seemed to run around free at all times. Their strong backline held together any forward movement by Galaxy. A little disappointing with Galaxy's game after playing so well after those few weeks. There we got Paul Pezos having a bit of a chat to Graham Wood, saying, you know, my finger's longer than yours. No, it was a very entertaining game, but as Carl Maynard said, he was quite disappointed with the way his boys played, because they just didn't play well and weren't competitive enough, so they'll have to do more than that. And of course Maury, the X factor, unbelievable. He's just puts them away all the time, and a brilliant guy to have on anyone's squad. And of course your game, Raiders, kicking Blue Eagles out of the park, and you know, the Malik brothers have said, well, you assisted them in many times, and brilliant stuff by Raiders, getting your first win on the board. Yeah,
look, we'd had discussions during the week, and we'd said that you know, eventually the goal scoring chances were going to get put away, and one team would get, you know, a bit of a hiding, and it just happened to be on Saturday. Everything that went forward found its way into the back of the net, and I'd actually said a couple of weeks ago that Zaki Malik may as well not be playing, to be honest with you. I thought that he was wasting his time, you know, coming out on the park, and to his credit, he put 3 away, and he probably could have 4 or 5. So
he shut you up.
Yeah, he shut me up for a couple of weeks, and I mean, there's always a new game on Monday, so we'll see if he can back it up. But it was good for the boys, and hopefully the young fellas now get a bit of confidence and start to perform consistently over the next couple of weeks and try and get a couple more results.
Were you a bit surprised with Blue Eagles? I mean, they'd only conceded 3 goals in the previous, well, whole season. They'd conceded 3 goals, and then in a matter of 90 minutes they've conceded 5.
Yeah, I didn't think they played good soccer, to be honest. Stephen Kidd seemed to be, as I said to you earlier, seemed to be running everywhere, and there didn't seem to be much shape, you know, and then they started arguing, which, you know, when a team starts arguing between each other, you normally know that you're going to get on top of them and do all right. So I was a bit disappointed. I thought they'd be a bit more organised with, you know, there's a lot of experienced players there. You got Lino sat at the back, and Gino, and Pellegrini. He was actually on the bench. He didn't get on. But you know, they've got a lot of experience there. You know, that's the Silvers in the middle with that Baron, and Stephen Kidd's been around for a while now. So they're not young boys that don't know how to play soccer or how to organise themselves. So it was a bit disappointing, and you know, their supporters were saying that they just had a bad day, but I just think that we played too good to let them play, to be honest, and the result probably could have been worse than what it was.
Well, of course, anyone knows when you start arguing in the back line that you're your own worst enemy. Let's have a look at the table after round 8, and we have got some movement there. We see Adelaide City back on top with that win on goal difference on 19 points with Metro Stars. Adelaide Galaxy on 15, still in touch, as is Campbelltown and Blue Eagles on 11. White City on 10. Modbury, you guys have dropped slightly on 9 points. Raiders on 7, Para Hills on 6, and Croydon on 3, yet to get a win under their belt, and hopefully they'll be doing that within the next couple of weeks. If we can have a look at the fixtures for round 9 for next week, some interesting matchups as well. We've got Blue Eagles at home to Croydon Kings. That's the only game that's on during the day, and then the night games we've got Metro Stars at Modbury Jets, which is free entry at TK Shutter Reserve. White City at home to Campbelltown City at Frank Mitchell Park. Para Hills Knights at home to Adelaide Galaxy. Very important game there, and also you guys take on Adelaide City. Raiders take on Adelaide City on Monday night at Adelaide City Park, so that's going to be a big game for you to see if you can back it up with another win. Be a big game. Oh
look, they're always hard games against Adelaide City, but I think as we've noticed this year, no team's unbeatable. You know, there's always going to be upsets, and you know, we'll go into the game pretty confident, I think, after, you know, we obviously played Adelaide City a couple of weeks ago in the Cup game, and we gave them a good run then with obviously 3 or 4 players out, so it'll be good to play them with hopefully a full strength side, barring injuries at training, and we'll see how we go. But like I said, the boys should be a bit more confident this week after a good win on the weekend.
And of course you've got Metro Stars, Dwayne, big match.
It is a big game. They're obviously a quality outfit. They've got great players. Tunbridge, Louis Brain, Matriciani, you can go through just about the whole team and name them and everybody knows who they are. But as we saw last Saturday against Campbelltown, it certainly doesn't make them an unbeatable side. So we'll go out there and give it what we've got. We've got Nathan Day coming back on Saturday.
Brilliant.
We missed him against Para Hills badly, I thought, but he would have made a bit of a difference at sweeper there. But he comes back into the team for Saturday night and he'll make a big difference, and it also frees up a couple of other players to just rearrange the team somewhat. So yeah, look, we've got nothing to lose really going into that game. Everyone's expecting Metro to win except for the 15 or 16 people that'll be putting on the Modbury shirts on Saturday night. And
I have to say that David Crowd played an awesome game in Nathan Day's absence and did his team very, very proud. He was a pleasure to watch that night. So let's hope he can take up where he left off on Saturday. So that's it for the Super League. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking Premier League. So stick with us because you're watching Full On Football.
Here we go.